Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Woolie. Woolie, quickly, put your tits away.
Oh
We
shit.
missed it.
Oh
We
shit.
missed our shot.
There
We
was-
missed it.
It was a 48-hour window. This is true. Damn. Damn. You know, we had plans. We had big unveiling titty plans and ass plans and everything.
Oh, man.
And like, before we could even unveil any of that shit and get it all together, Twitch changed their minds.
Oh, my God.
There was
It was like the most obvious thing that was going to happen.
a 48-hour boob window.
Let me see if I can.
That's fucking fantastic.
Man, it was. I remember looking at it, and we'll jump right into it. Twitch made an addendum to its rules and content policies about nudity and clothing for the sake of clarity, and they included, for example, the ability to do popular dances with your meat avatar, not your VTuber avatar, as well as depictions of quote-unquote artistic nudity for art streamers, so that the art streamers could draw classical nudity in an artistic style without having to worry that like a nip slip in the background of some Greek shit would get them in the big trouble. And I looked at this, and I looked at Paige, and she looked at me, and then we looked back at the rules, and we were like, oh boy, people gonna get on that bullshit.
Yes.
And it was like an hour before it started. It was like minutes.
As we all know, in the tradition of ancient Caravaggio paintings, making it clap, twerking it, dropping it to the floor, down low, dummy thick. I mean, look, the immediate line of questioning I had from the moment I got that announcement, while we were live, mind you, was like, "Yo,
oh, you were."
Heard about that while we were up, and I was like, okay, hold on. What is allowed and what is not allowed? It's like titties are allowed, right? Ass is allowed.
Artistic titties. Artistic asses.
Yes. Okay. Popular dances such as pole dancing and twerking and such are allowed. And they even gave an example that was like, that way, if someone gets a lap dance at like a wedding or something, it wouldn't be prohibited. So we wanted to make sure that we could do that. It's like, okay, all right. So
sure.
What then is the cutoff point, I suppose, right? Like when?
Well, the cutoff point, as always. So it's always funny because whenever a organization says we're clarifying the rules, you don't clarify the rules. You just move the blurry line over a couple of feet to a new blurry location. Because all of it was hanging on like, what does the word artistic mean? And art can mean all things to all people.
Yeah. So, Reggie's take was, as long as you're not smiling while you're doing it. So you got to pop the titties,
that's good.
And you got to arc it out, and you got to throw it back, but you got to be frowning while you're doing it, right? To me in particular, I'm like you can. Like, the act of just, like, having a cartoon character get naked and do a popular dance, if you crop it in just the right way, that might be indistinguishable from whether that person is alone or whether there are other people in the room with them participating. And the sound effects might or might not imply. So it's like, at what point does the artist draw the line and then look back at the audience? Right? And
if I see a boner in the audience, I'm covering it up.
It's like, here's a twerking ass. Okay, now I draw one line. Now, that's okay. Okay, here's two lines.
It's extra funny because like you saw people just dive right into it and be like, new rules. Oh, everything is what is it? Nothing is true. Everything is permitted.
Everything is permitted.
And it's just like full blown. I forgot. I don't know who the VTuber's name, but like they had a gigantic piece of art of like their character pulling their asshole apart.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, full screen.
Artistically.
Because it's artistic.
Artistic
and it's
spread.
Like,
yeah.
I don't think that's what anyone meant by that.
And I think this meta was born from the, like, I'm just going to sit here naked with the camera cropping me barely meta, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was, the timing was right on point that people must have been like, what the fuck with that versus art, and then led to a bunch of boardroom discussions, and then they came out and said, here we go, this is what we're gonna do.
So there's so many things that are going. So they rolled it back. Clearly people can't be trusted.
We went too far.
And they flew, like, you know, like there's one thing to have your wings melt, and there's another thing to have your wings fashion into a rocket ship and just point it right at the sun. Right?
Oh man.
So there's so many things that were going on slightly behind the camera that is so perfect. For one, Twitch has said that the reasons against their existing rule set against nudity, blah, 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 was to make advertisers happier. But advertisers didn't actually require that level of stringentness. So it seemed like a time to relax it, particularly with the old new meta, which is hanging out with your tits just barely not visible, but you know they're there. You know they're there. You know they're there. Because that was because of the tube top rule, right? The second of which is because, and Twitch admitted this yesterday, I want to say, maybe the day before, that they were using AI to detect pornography. And the AI pornography robot could not
tell the difference. could not
distinguish. To tell the difference between pornography and artistic nudity.
How about that? Yeah.
And my personal favorite is that, maybe this is because we're old men now, but whenever somebody gives you a set of rules, like whenever an adult gives you a set of rules, there's always a hidden clause. And I have termed it, and I've been using this for a while, it's the get the fuck out of here clause, which is when you go, I'm not technically breaking the rules.
100%.
And somebody looks you in the eyes and says, get the fuck out of here with that.
But the problem is that exact bandwidth, that little margin right there, is what allows like the platform to exist in places where it should be PG, and it allows it to access a larger audience. It lets it get in the hands of like kids can reach that and such, but you have that margin, that little that place on YouTube where people are doing naked yoga and breastfeeding, you know?
Yeah. So I was like, when it originally got announced, I'm like, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. The kids can go anywhere they want already. You can't stop them. It sure never stopped me. And then I went on to the twitch.com and I decided to run a test. And the test was, can I get to pornography on twitch.com with my mouse only?
Okay, just clicking.
And the answer was yes. Yeah. And it took 4 clicks.
That's pretty impressive.
It took 4 clicks.
Oh, yeah.
It went to browse, it went to the stream, and then it went to Linktree, and then on the Linktree was a link to straight pornography.
I mean, the hot tub meta was also like direct acknowledgement of all this, right? Like, so it's... That is not even remotely surprising. Incredible. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
So we missed our shot. We could have gotten our pepper. Or I think we actually, Woolie, I think you and I, as we are not female presenting, can still pepperoni it up, but that's without any issue.
But I kind of do miss.
Here we go.
But that's the kind of thing, though. Is like I do. Like there's a part of that level of the Instagram solution, which is like take the titty picture and cut male presenting nipples out and stick them on top of the female nipples, and now we're a-okay. Like I kind of enjoy those solutions, and I was hoping to see some of that evolve over time, but sadly this whole arc was cut short premature.
So it's this fun little thing where in my Twitch and Discord rules for my community or whatever you want to call it, in like intentionally dancing on the line is against the rules. Like, you know when children, I'm sure you remember this, Woolie. I'm going to use my microphone for those at home as an example, but you can all imagine with your mind. Stop touching your brother. I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him. I'm not. My mother would have thrown me from the car had I engaged in that behavior. And I think that we should push that ideology forward, because I'm not technically breaking. Shut up.
Like,
shut up.
But like the line will always be the most populated place. Like no matter where you pull it or push it, you know. That's I think like with Twitch in particular, with this level of just like, oh god, we didn't meet, we fucked up. The problem is that like if you are just an artist on Twitch, like it nukes the entire space. Like
oh yeah,
you know, it just like scorches that earth. And
so
I don't know what has happened since, but I
so,
do know that in that 48-hour window, it was just decimated.
depending on your follow list and your particular you know, things that you watched on Twitch, there were some very I was on Just Chatting for a little while earlier in the week, and somebody sent me a fucking screen grab of their fucking Twitch recommendations, in which I was like the only person in a grid of 30 that didn't have their tits out. And like the only one, and I was just sitting there like talking about bullshit with the Slay the Princess title and just going like, well, and I was talking about the Twitch meta in that thing, so I guess it counts.
I don't know, man. I like, if that's the way if the meta just starts reshaping the whole game over time, there is a universe where as the years go on, maybe the shirts get a little bit tighter, you know, maybe there's a little bit more neck on display. Maybe the you know what I mean? Just we get a little bit more risque with the fashion.
I mean, I'm sure there's a very specific audience that wants to see like my fat gut just tight under some shirts. But
I've been grinding in that gym for a reason, baby. Let's go. Come on now. Ah, shit. Yep. Perfect.
And then there's the fun part where I spoke to some people like so also everybody got banned. Like everybody got banned or over the course of this 2-day period. Like every single person that engaged in this shit got banned, and it was for two reasons. One, as aforementioned, get the fuck out of here. And two, there were streamers and individuals who did not like the rule change, who were telling their massive audiences, go mass report every boob you see everywhere. And so the mass reporting shit just took everybody down. And then the follow-up to that is the fun part where you get to see where like people that were like fully nude or had fully nude like avatars but were partners got a single-day suspension. And people who were not partners got 3 days to a week for comparatively less.
God damn, dude. Like, I mean, so like you say, like we could just hit up, or within the window, we could have just hit up like a fucking soft core. You could just browse a soft core tab, and as long as it's within that realm and nothing and everything is implied, you could just scroll down a list and flip through all your fucking dojins. And there's you just, as long as those black bars are in place where they need to be, you know.
I mean, it's not obscene if the black bars are there.
The black bars really do hold back all the obscenity.
I think the idea of like just the most graphic drawn pornography I've ever seen in my life, with a 10-pixel black bar,
thin black line
randomly placed, that doesn't cover anything, is maybe the funniest. Like, oh my god.
Oh man, like the veins are thicker than the black bar.
No, look, I did it. I didn't do a good job censoring it. Sorry, I'm incompetent. Sorry.
Damn. Hell yeah, Japan. That's great.
So the Twitch meta has shifted.
Once again on the move. Let's see.
Darn.
Let's see what happens this time around. And yeah, like artists just good luck out there, guys. I mean, it's a fucking knife fight.
I think when you're looking at when you're looking at the entirety of the rule change was hanging off the definition of the word artistic, which was not defined in the rule change. And Twitch exists in the United States, which I'm not sure if you're aware, Woolie, what the historical legal basis for the term obscenity is in the United States.
I can't put a label on it, but I know it when I see it.
Yeah, it's the gut of the observer. So like, yeah, you're playing with fire.
The thing that I did learn that I did not know is that game nudity
Yeah.
is okay with labels. So as
Yeah.
long as you put up sexual themes as a category on the stream, then that's fine. And I just assumed that like all titty fighters and that shit was just like not okay regardless.
So
But I guess
I
like Queelag is, right?
so I've dove into this, and so the one good thing about this rule is that it has re-clarified the game nudity rules, right? In particular, like, you know, you and I have played Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate had some tits and cocks all over the place.
I clicked them off,
right?
but they are present.
And the rules have been and continue to be, but are slightly more obvious, which is, listen, nudity as part of the core game experience, as part of its narrative or gameplay, yada yada, is okay as long as neither the game nor the person streaming it makes it the explicit focus of the broadcast.
Okay.
So if you were loading into Baldur's Gate and you happen to change off your character's armor and they end up naked and you're like, whoa, wow, damn, or there was a sex scene or whatever, that's one thing. If you were to load up Baldur's Gate, Woolie, and have a 90-minute stream in which you stripped every character down to nothing, zoomed in as hard as you can, and started rating their fucking labia majora, right? Yeah, no, that would probably be against the rules.
We're doing a low angle stream. Low angle camera stream. Oh fuck. Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, you know, even in the realm of your Rumble Roses and DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball, you know, if everyone is laced up with a Venus bikini, which is the one that was just dental floss and diamonds, essentially.
Yeah.
You know, there was still some semblance of like, the no bits are still covered, right? And even in Rumble Roses, when you did the mud wrestling, it was flesh-colored mud, but it did create a ultimately Ken and Barbie doll. Like there's nothing on display here except for the curves. While you played it in one-handed mode.
But if you were able to play something, if you were to say, hey, I want to play the Dojin fighter where the clothes fly off and the tits fall down and then the sex scene afterwards is the reward.
Yeah, that one.
This falls underneath, get the fuck out of here. Come on, guy, come on. Yeah, hey, come on. Hey, I see you.
Yeah.
I see you.
There was a titty fighter that I was playing that was like an indie titty fighter that I didn't know was one. Like we started messing with it and we're just like, oh yeah, here we go. And then
man.
And it was definitely like meant to be like, okay, you're buying this because look at them jiggles, look at the bounce, look at all the different girls. But like I didn't know that it was just out and out where you go to the costume editor screen and then it's like, yeah, this like it kept it kind of contained slightly until you entered like the dress up menu and it was like, what do you want to do? Where do you want that camera, boy? Let's go. Like it was all in. Shit was wild, you know. And I was like, oh fuck, okay, glad that I scoped out in advance where to go and where not to go.
I'm sorry, everyone. I seem to have accidentally purchased pornography. My mistake.
I mean, like, you know, like we played it and like I was like, look at them bouncing. They're going for their thing. And like, yeah, the reward certainly was like, and like, no, you can just strip it all off and go all.
I'm sorry about the pornography. My mistake.
Well, I guess yeah.
What a stupid fucking thing.
Damn. I was almost ready to go with my whole like modified get into fighting games intro. with all the shit replaced with just jiggles and boobs and bounces, baby. Age 99. Yeah. Good shit, Twitch. Never change. And by that I mean keep changing and then undoing it.